Thank you very much. Meine Herren Präsidenten, liebe Hillary Clinton, Herr regierender Bürgermeister, lieber Botschafter Murphy, Exzellenzen, meine sehr geehrten Damen und Herren. First of all, I would like to say that it is very friendly to give me the opportunity in my new office representing our country to receive this award. And I would like to start with some personal words before I will come back to my official speech here. The first thing is Botschafter Murphy, Ambassador Murphy was so friendly to tell the public and to tell the audience here that I was invited by USIA in the 80s. I think it was 87. I was invited to travel through the States because the former ambassador of the United States in Germany, he thought that this young man who was studying and learning could someday be in some position. The real reason is, when I met him first, I'm so sorry, but 20 years later, I think it's okay. I criticized him for some political issues, and I was together with some members of our board of the Free Democratic Party. I was the head of the Young Liberals, the youth organization, and if we talk in Germany or use the word liberal, we mean liberal in the sense of a center party. There's no need to arrest me to make this clear. And I was invited there and traveled through the States for, I think, more than 3 weeks. And I will never forget when I came back. I was once again guest in your wonderful embassy in Bonn, our former capital city. And I stood there in a long line. And this wonderful ambassador saw me again, said, "Hello, Guido. How was it? Are you brainwashed?" And I said, "Yes." And this is exactly like it was. The second thing I want to say is a bit more depressive. I was, for my very first time, in Berlin. The Germans probably know, but the other international guests can't know. I'm originally out of the Rhine Valley, together with Vice Foreign Minister Werner Hoyer. We grew up in the Rhine Valley, and the former capital city Bonn is also my hometown. And I was invited by my father when I was 13 years old. 13 years old, and he sponsored me a ticket to Berlin. This was a great experience for me in the age of 13. And we had a short trip together, my father and me, here to Berlin by plane. I think it was the second time in my life I used an airplane. And I will never forget, of course, I came to Kurfürstendamm and saw all these important buildings. And I never forget that my father brought me to the wall. And there, and I'm talking now about a place, if you go out of this elegant hotel, turn to the left, walk through the Brandenburg Gate, make a right, exactly there, it was the wall and the death belt. And ladies and gentlemen, on the other side, from our Western perspective, as a young man or young boy with 13 years old, there were some wooden platforms. And on this wooden platform, we walked up. And my father brought me to this wooden platform, and we could watch over the wall. So we could not only see the wall, we could also see the buildings, the death belt behind the wall. And I will never forget this very personal moment, because it was the very first time I understood, with 13 years, what has happened in our history. And it is a remarkable situation that someone of my generation stands now here, that someone of my generation has now the honor to receive this award, of course not for me, but for our country and for our people. And I think it is a very good moment for me, out of any official speeches, very personally, dear Hillary, to say thank you. We are very, very grateful what you, your country, and your people did for our freedom and our security in Germany. Thank you very, very much.